Paul, I am excited that our collaboration has been so fruitful so far, as we've discovered through our brainstorming, covering a little bit more about personas, as well as the website and its design and content. At this time, you asked about the Google AdWords, what they are, and how they can be used to benefit Spicy Claus Bayou and Brewery. Let's talk a little bit into that. First of all, we have to ask ourselves a couple of questions. Who are we designing the website for? Who is our final user who will end up being a consumer in our restaurant? And think about his feedback at all times, which we're going to have to monitor. Now, going back to our website, Spicy Claus Bayou and Brewery will utilize Google to benefit of a couple of things. Let's look at that. Google search, the Google search option, in order to create a paid ad campaign, it will allow your business to show up on primary search pages based on selected keywords. We covered a little bit of that. Why is it important to select certain type of keywords in order to promote your business and have it elevated on the scale of Google search? Based on a given budget that we can discuss, we will select a grouping of words to test out their reach and competition and help build awareness. It's important is to properly organize the ad campaign so that you can keep track of the results and find out where the most clicks are coming from. And the idea of this is to bring as many people as possible to your website with interactive post and content of this website to further entice them to visit the physical location of the restaurant and the brewery. That's why it is important to determine, as I mentioned, where these clicks are coming from. Because let's say, for example, are the clicks coming from Europe and from some people that just want to experiment with Louisiana cuisine. In this case, these leads are irrelevant unless they're particularly coming to visit Manitowoc for business or pleasure. So that's why we have to determine the difference in between the physical location and location of interest when determining keywords and setting up a campaign. AdWords are also used to keep track of what happens right up to your click. After that, we're going to have to use Google Analytics, which determines even more and goes even more in depth where those clicks came from, and as well as it allows us to keep track of the changes and to decide whether this direction is a good one or not for Spicy Restaurant and Brewery. Also, just keep in mind the landing page, what we covered so far, the content is so important to be optimized properly so that the search engines send us to this relevant website, as well as showcase which keywords were relevant so that we can increase bid on that and make further testing and further implementation of the right type of keyword that we use. And then, in order to increase the performance of the website and highlight the problems that we are solving, we would use certain types of demographics we could utilize in order to do that. There are a couple of social media channels that I also wanted to cover in this video. What's important is to keep them structured in an editorial calendar. Just to go a little bit through them, Facebook, of course, one of the most important social media images that you can use to promote your business, whether you utilize a video, whether you utilize a post, a picture, and also boost. There's an option where Facebook you can boost for a certain amount of money different types of posts, and then they will showcase only on the pages of the selected people according to the age and the demographic that you are using. So I believe that this will be a great tool for Spicy Claws restaurant in Bayou. Twitter is another set of social media channel that is particularly focused on a couple of keywords, a lot of posts. This type of social media, I don't believe it will work as much for your business, for your restaurant, as it requires a lot of time spent on it, and also it doesn't imply a lot of photography, which I believe is very important in our case. Instagram, nowadays there are a couple of followers that we could utilize in order to increase the number of people that come to the restaurant, because they have a lot of influence in their group of people and they have a lot of followers as well. Snapchat is another way which to determine whether it would be important or not for the business. I would say I would maybe go towards the negative part in this situation, because just 15 seconds of a video which will disappear in 24 hours wouldn't be that beneficial for the business. YouTube channel, that is a very important aspect. We can use it in accordance to the blog, as we could do some selected appetizers. We can talk to the chef, and we can make live videos of how that particular cuisine, Louisiana gastronomical dish has been created. And I think that's very relevant content, or even alive inside the restaurant and brewery. The other one would be LinkedIn. That is mostly used by businesses in order to create their profile. They use a certain type of videos as well. We may create a LinkedIn profile, however, I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on it, as it particularly focuses on the business. It doesn't provide it with as much interactive content as a restaurant usually requires. Pinterest, the last one and not the least. I believe this is a very important tool that we could utilize. Important high quality images of the food, of the restaurant, in order to attract the personas, the people that we're talking about, the travelers, the couples that are interested in coming in and experiencing a new type of cuisine, something completely different that Manitowoc doesn't have, as well as a different type of clientele, the families that come for supper. I think this would be one of the best ones. The demographic is mainly females. However, we know that women have a great influence when making a decision. Hoping that we covered a little bit and you got a more insight into what these media channels can do for you and Spicy Claws Bayou and Brewery. Let's discuss furthermore. Let's connect and try to see how we can implement this.